It's Nancy welcoming you to Garden Scroll. Okay, I had mentioned in the last post that I needed to trim this little bush, and I did trim it. It looks so much better. I know it's still got some gappy look there in the center of it, but it may take off and go, and yet it may not because of where it is and because I've got this pampas grass that will grow up taller still, and I think it's taking some of the sun that it needs, but we'll see. It may do well. I hope it does. I love this little yellow green bush here, and I did take a little sprig of it, and I'm going to see if I can get it started in the back. Look at this little beauty, this beautiful pale yellow up against the catmint, the pretty blue blooms of the catmint. My husband helped me yesterday. It was actually our anniversary. It was our 43rd anniversary, and we actually worked in the garden all day. Other than, of course, we went down and had breakfast at our local diner, which is sort of a routine thing for us we like to do. And we were telling a friend of ours that it was our anniversary, and there were two ladies and I think two children. I know there was one child, a beautiful little child I kept looking at, and I looked at that child so much I didn't really pay that much attention to anybody else at the table. And when we started to pay, they had paid for our meal just because it was our anniversary. They didn't even know us. What a blessing. Look at the blue, or the purple. I call this blue, especially right there in the center where it's just shining. I don't know if it's going to show up for you as much as it's showing up this morning. My husband actually noticed this first and showed it to me, but that is a deep, beautiful, bright blue or purple, and this one is a deep purple, almost black. I still have plants that need to be planted, and I was hoping to get some of that done, but I'm not feeling very well this morning, so I don't know if I'll get that done or not. I might try and see how far I can get with it. But what we did mostly yesterday was plant dahlias. Where you see these tomato cages, there's dahlias underneath each one, and there's even one or two over in this area, but we planted those. My husband, that's what he helped me the most on. And then we trimmed some of our bushes, and that's about all we got done in the garden yesterday. But even though I didn't get all my little nursery plants planted the day before yesterday, I did get all of my little clippings that I had kept in the window boxes, and some of my nursery plants planted. You can tell these are mostly all from the or they are all from the window, just being kept in the water in the glasses in the window, and they're looking so good. I was so hoping that I would get them out here for the rain, and we did get just a little over a ½ inch of rain, which surrounding areas got so much more, but we're very grateful to get that, and it was enough that it made a difference in the garden and how the ground is and how the little plants have so much better of a chance. And I've got to get all of my wandering Jew, I've got to get it just restarted. It practically died out inside, but I've got to get that. There's enough life there that if I have time and I can get it going again, I think it will do well again. But I got lots of little plants started. You can tell this one is also from the nursery as well as from the window. And these from the window, of course, some of them don't even have a root, so we're going to hope that they build one, and some of them do. This one does have a root, so we'll see how it will do. And sometimes they don't still make it from the root, and the top of them will live. And if I can catch it soon enough, and if the day is not too hot. That's why I was hoping to get them in there, but sometimes you can clip this off and put it in rooting powder if the bottom part of it dies, and still save it and have a new plant with the top part of it. But we did get them in for the rains, and they have such a good chance now. And they'll have a little bit of time, not much, because today is, oh my goodness, it's Friday already. But they've had a couple of days now, one with rain and one just with a nice cool day, although we did have a lot of wind, which didn't do them any good. But they're still looking good. If they've just begun to build their roots before Saturday, when we are supposed to have temperatures in the 90s again, at least 90, so we'll see how they fare during that period, and I hope they do well. But I did get so much planted here, and very grateful for that. I went ahead and put catmint in this little pot, and I may have already shown you some of these, as I did get some of them done earlier, but I don't think I've shown you this one. But I did put little impatiens in it, and then some of the clippings from the window in there. So I'm hoping this will look great. I'm having that angioplast or angiogram done Tuesday, so I'm trying to get some of the heavier stuff done, and that way hopefully I'll be able to do what needs to be done and still do what I'm supposed to afterward. So all my Swedish ivy did die out, and these I had in the window, so we're going to see if they will hopefully start me a whole new pot full all over again. And this was looking great. This is from the window too, which I'll need to go ahead and clip some of this off of here. I might just do it right now. But I'll need to change clothes and get out here and get busy if I can feel like it at all. I'm not feeling so well this morning, but we'll see. And I did put my window starts in here too, and this one I hope this is a oh, that wind has just messed it up terrible, and I don't want that. I hope it'll be able to go and overcome and get tough and be beautiful. But anyway, I hope it does. This is a passion vine. I haven't got this side totally all filled out yet, but I did a lot. See, that sun is kind of bright there. Let me see if I can go around where you can see it a little bit better. But I have little starts in here, but when they grow up, I think they'll fill this pot out, and I may put something over either side of this too, but it may not even need any once this little verbena gets really going. Isn't that pretty? And I love the way there's the pretty purple veining in this green coleus. So I'm hoping that it will look great with this, and I think it will. They'll just play right off of each other, those colors, I think. That old wind surely did a number on this little bougainvillea. Its little leaves were just so tender that it just took them off, but I'm hoping it will still come back too and just look great. I love bougainvillea. It's just so pretty, so eye-catching. And I put some little coleus clippings in with this Bells of Ireland, so they should grow up together and be beautiful. So we just got a tremendous amount done, and of course I've already told you that my husband helped me bring out the house plants, and then I had some also that were just in the closet or in the back area of a bedroom. We had to move everything out to get to them, so that was another chore. But once we got them out and got them in the garden, and they got a little rain, so they have a good start for coming on out. And these are some of those. So I think this one is mainly bulbs, and I think it may be mostly gladiolas. I'm not sure what I had in this one. We'll hope it comes up. And this one was this Asparagus Fern. And I did buy a new one for this little pot. Plus, you can tell it has something else in there. And it's all white right now, as is this beautiful purple heart. But it will turn back to its pretty purple color. You just have to give it some time, some sun and some water, and it'll begin to thrive and look gorgeous again, just like it did before. And this is my Pomeria that Dee Dee gave me, and I think it's going to take off and go after that rain. I hope it does. I need to loosen up that soil and make sure that it's got enough water on it to get it started. They look dry this morning, but they did get some rain, and I think that will be a good start for them. These are more purple heart. You'll see how much they change. They'll be beautiful again. I know they look terrible right now, but they will not stay that way. In all likelihood, they will turn back to a beautiful, crisp plant with beautiful purple and tiny bits of pink on the plant. So we'll see what these will do, and hopefully they'll do great. That rain made everything look better already. This little hydrangea, this is the lace cap hydrangea. I just love it, and it's looking so much more healthy after the rain. Also, I noticed that this is a balloon flower, and it's really looking good too. You can tell it really responded to that rain. But hopefully, if I get to feeling just a little better, I want to spray everything with some Amdro, because I need to get rid of some snails that are going to take things out. If I don't, they just will destroy stuff, and it won't take them long. They so love the impatiens. They love the impatiens, and I just love them too, and I would prefer to get to keep them myself than to feed them to the snails. So that's what I'm hoping to get those. And they also love these hostas, but these are bigger, and they go for the smaller little impatiens first. But I also want to protect my pretty hostas. But my instructions say that after the angiogram, I will need to take it easy for several days and make sure the little incision in the leg to get to the vein and into the heart are healed before I do anything too strenuous. So I'm just trying to get things done, and I hope to be able to get enough done that I can do just the watering, just carrying the hose around. I know that sounds so easy, doesn't it? You know better if you've carried hoses around. It's going to get hung up everywhere. You're going to have to go back and get it. You're going to have to carry it all over the place. But, hopefully I can do that. We'll see how it goes. Look at this beautiful iris. I would call that one purple. And I always like to spray my roses right when they begin to open, because they are so susceptible to insects at that time. And I'm not sure what all can get on them, aphids, I guess, but I so to say I haven't had a problem with those, and I don't think I have, but I don't want to say that too loud, because it could happen. As soon as you think it wouldn't happen, it will. But I do have trouble with those, some type of a beetle that gets down in there and just eats the bloom before it even has a chance to open, or right after it opens. And then those cucumber beetles, I've got to spray for them if I want to even have any hope of having beautiful roses. Oh, these lovely Calibrachoa and Lobelia, look at that. They're looking so great. They loved the rain, they love the cooler weather, but they won't do well when it gets 90, and especially when it stays in the 90s for very long. I have a hard time keeping them, but they're so pretty. I just have to try. It looks so bare out there where our peach tree used to be, and now there's just the why of the peach tree. And this little trellis I just put there, it doesn't have anything growing up it. I had a beautiful Joseph's coat rose there, but I think it was just getting too much shade. Anyway, it didn't live. So I'm going to try to get something else, probably a clematis growing up this one, or a clematis. There is still so much to do, but I'm very proud of what we've got done, and it feels good. And today is a beautiful day. I wish I felt better, because I would definitely be soaking up this day and seeing what all I could get done before that heat really comes on tomorrow, and it may come on some of it today. So my little plants have very little time to lap this beautiful weather up. Look at this beautiful Atoth peony. Let me get this one out of the way so you can see the other one. And that's a beautiful bud too. And then there's another one over here on this other side. I can get to where I can get it for you. Isn't that beautiful? This little peony is still, or this big peony is still looking good. It is beginning to turn paler. It will turn almost white, and then the petals will just fall off, and it'll be that pretty little green penny bush, although mine is not really big enough to be called a bush right now, but hopefully it'll get there. I did look for my little 9-bark and hope that it came back, but it did not, so I'm going to have to try it again, and to keep it away from the overhead water, because it's very susceptible evidently to that fungicide that it can get from heat and water. We also had a little patch of mushrooms that liked that rain and came up, and my husband said, you should get this on there too. So he's taking some interest in the garden posts, other than just to do my beginning and ending posts for, or intro and ending to the posts for me. We also planted some elephant ears back here, and you can tell where my castor bean was last year, and I want to get, I think you can if I can get on, I can't find it myself here now, but I know it's there. Okay, yes, there it is. So, but it won't come back, of course, but I'm going to try to plant another one right in this area, because I like it here. It seems to do well here, and it's just very pretty here. I also need to do a little liquid edging today, if I can get myself around to it and get that done. Look at this little Calibrachoa. It loved that cooler weather too. It's looking so pretty. Even its foliage looks lush and green. Oh, I wish I could keep these all season long. columbine. I wanted to get some more of that planted too, but I didn't. I still will try that if the Lord gives me time. We'll just have to see how much time He will give me. There's so much I want to do. Person has to spend so much of their time working for someone else and doing what has to be done and raising their children and just so much, and then when you have a little time to do what you want to do, and of course you find out it's so hard on you that it's not funny, but even at that, it's just such a joy to be able to finally do some of the things you want to do and see the rewards of your labors. I think the irises are standouts, even though they don't last long. But if I was to pick one that stood out more than the other, it might be this one. It's so bright and beautiful. But then really, that's like picking one favorite color or one favorite child. Who could possibly do that? And of course, the white ones are always the angels, the angel irises of the garden. Our little cardinal is still over here too. I don't know if she's sitting on there right now, but she's been around. I've seen her over there, and she may be now, but she may be out getting something to eat too. So I'm guessing that's enough of that play, and we'll start a new game here in a little bit and get something done, hopefully. I did get this little pot filled out too. So small you can't tell it yet, but hopefully you will in days to come. So many more that haven't got these little pots filled up, but there'll be time for that later if the Lord gives me time to do that later. I will try to get all that done. I usually cannot get it done until the end of fall when it all goes away again, and then we usually try to have a little get together with some of our friends and those that enjoy gardening, and then a lot of them, I'm sure they don't enjoy gardening much at all, but they go to our church or they are our community friends, and they just want to support us, so that's always wonderful too. Look at this, because this is Sweet William here, but I was looking across a little farther to where it's growing up right here in front of this iris. And I don't want to miss this iris, because even though I said the other one could have been my favorite, I think this one is my favorite. It's just that white with trimmed in purple is so eye-catching to me. I love it. Please be sure to like and to subscribe to the channel.